All right, so let me tell you about our Saturday here in Edinburg. Well, we just went to the hospital, a children's hospital, that I met this amazing doctor. He's a radiologist, and we actually met him on the plane. We're sitting there and just minding our own business, having my iPod in my ears, which I know I shouldn't do, but I'm listening to sermons, so it was good, and I was getting a lot out of the sermon for trying to prepare a sermon for Kenya, which I leave on Monday. And this guy was just sitting next to me, and he was actually had his iPhone in his ear, so we're like Apple people, and we're sitting there, and then at the end of the, we had to put away our electronic devices, so we put them in our pockets, and we sit there, and we're kind of like, that fidgety moment where you're just like, okay, I know I need to talk to them, I know I need to say hi or something, because there's a person sitting right next to me, and I was just like, so, what do you do? And he's like, I'm a radiologist, and I was like, oh, are you going to work then? And he's like, yeah, usually I work Friday, or Thursdays, but I'm working Friday and Saturday this week. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's, I said, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm kind of coming down here to Edinburgh to kind of figure out how to bring a team down here. And I'm kind of sorting out some things. We're going to be helping a neighborhood down here, maybe doing some building in BBS, things like that. And we're missionaries. And he was like, oh, that's great. You should come to the children's hospital and take a tour. And when you guys come as a team, you can come down and like play with the kids and maybe look at some of the needs that we have. So it was like amazing. So we went to the hospital today, and we did take a tour with him. His name is Mario Ruiz, and they need books. So like in their little play areas, they need books, and he's about to refurbish his computer. It's a really nice building, and it looks like it doesn't have any needs at all, but there are some hard things that are going on in this community. So we'll talk about that a little later, but then we went to visit the person that we're staying in her house, and her name is Belin, and she and her husband actually have a really sad story for why they do, why they have a house that they invite people in. Their son Ivan, one time when they were working on their house and building it, they were at Home Depot, and a group of doors actually fell on him and crushed him, and he died. And but they knew that he would want them to continue working on the building and finishing it, and so they did. And they actually turned horse stalls, like a big barn that was for horses, into this place. And her brother did it for Ivan, and he just kept working and kept getting visions from the Lord, just like how to build it. And he's like, he works at a paper company, so he has nothing about building, but this place is beautiful, and I just can't wait for you to see it. Her store is called Kenya Rose, and it's a clothing store, and we just went and visited it, and we talked with her, and she shared her story, and she also was pretty sad, and just talking about how God is bringing people from all over the world to her place, and that God is really blessing the situation that they have through that death. And it's just really sad, but it's really happy too. They've hosted a family from Togo, West Africa, and let them, stay in a house behind, and they are now living on their own. The woman does hair, for the black community in Edinburgh, and then the husband is a French teacher. So they're off having a successful life. And then they had a Thai gentleman stay with them, and he accepted Christ, and he was Buddhist. And then they just had another Thai young lady come stay with them, like an exchange student, and she accepted Christ. And Baylin said, I should have shared the gospel with her, I should have shared Christ with her, but she came to know Christ because she just saw us and how God was working through us, and she had to call her mom, which her mom is a very strict Buddhist and gives offerings to the temple. And her mom said, I don't understand why you would do this. And she told her, like, Mom, you don't understand, like, how amazing, this family is, and how God is working through them. And I saw that, and I want that in my life. And so it's just a really neat story, and I know that our team is going to be blessed to work with this family, and they will be helping us. And the anniversary of the death is on May 4th of Ivan, and the name of the house is Ivan's House for God's People, after him. And the also yeah, they said that they want to help us. And then on another side note, it's such a puzzle. Her sister, who lives in Plano, actually wants to quit her job, and like, she's a nurse and she wants to do mission work, and so we're trying to get in touch with her and maybe work with her in the future. So lots of twisted ways, but it's you know, it's brought us together, and we're going to be working really hard so with them. There you go.